Have you ever tried to fix a nail in the wall? Or have you even bothered to observe how does a nail look like? You know, a nail has a head, a circular kind of disc, and then there is a pointed structure. So when we put it against the wall and with the hammer we hit the head, and after some time what we find is after repeated hitting the nail pierces through the wall. Now you take a little of metallic sheet, put it against the wall and start hitting it. Will it enter the wall? It will not. In both the cases probably the magnitude of the force applied is same. Then how come one is entering the wall and the other is not? The reason is that force applied on a unit area is different. Here in the case of nail, the force was being applied only on this small disc, while in the case of a metallic sheet, it was being applied on a much larger area. So when it was converted to a unit area, this force became less than this force, or in other words, the pressure exerted changed. Here the pressure exerted was more. So smaller the area, more is the pressure, and that is why, and this being pointed, this entire pressure came on this point, and so it was able to pierce through. Has somebody ever crushed your feet, especially a young lady wearing heels? It's horrible, it's so painful. Instead, if a boy crushes your feet with his shoes, it may be very painful, but not as painful as those heels. Why? Because the area is very small, and so the entire pressure comes on that small area. So now how will you define pressure? Pressure is force applied on a unit area. This is what is pressure, and now we are going to study about pressure. You know what? I was coming back from Mumbai. I had a hold all, a suitcase, an airbag and some little knickknacks. Obviously, I was not able to carry this much of load. So, I asked for a help, and that man came. He was not also very young, he didn't look very strong, but he just made a ring out of a cloth, put it on his head, and he put a suitcase and the hold all, and then he lifted one suitcase in his hand and he walked away. Now I was wondering, this man is not so young, he is also not so strong and healthy, then how come he was able to do it? And why did he make that ring? Then it came to me, it flashed like a light, that he has increased the area, so that the force acting on his head has got distributed, has got spread. Now in the case of fixing the nail, we wanted to increase the pressure, so we took a pointed end, and when we wanted to reduce, then we took a wider thing, and that is how we can utilize this concept of pressure.